Welcome, one and all. Amass Keaton is already here holding down the fort. It's
Keaton.
Tuesday. It is time to talk. Josh Koval is back.
Talk Tuesday. I'm here.
It's Tuesday.
I'm here, baby.
Do you have-
Tuesday indeed.
Is that a regional thing? The doing the Tuesday? Is that like, we're from PA? Is that a PA thing?
I have no idea. I feel I don't even know if I've heard anyone else say it. I just think it sounds funny. Kind of like, I've heard people like jokingly, not seriously, call Cuba Cuba, and it just tickles me.
Yeah.
Cuba.
It tickles me in my soft places.
Yeah.
My nana would always say Tuesday, and I hear people say that all the time. Like, oh, I'm going Monday.
Maybe my grandfather said it. I feel like that's something like my grandparents would say.
Yeah, for sure. Anyway, how is things? I don't know if I've coughed yet this stream, but I am trying to stop coughing the entire time. I am a little bit unwell, so we're gonna keep it somewhat short. But we have a timely thing to talk about. And I can say right out the gate, we probably won't be meeting next week, at least you and I, because I'm going to be having a different guest on. Hell yeah.
How dare you?
Cough ASMR is my favorite. Jimmy Doom,
What's
goddamn
up,
you.
James?
I laughed and I almost coughed.
Imagine if that was a thing where you like turn it on, you just hear like for like 40 minutes. It's just someone hacking a bullet.
It's about to be that. It is that now. Thanks. Doing the little like fingernails on the mic, and then all of a sudden they're just like
Parallax is here. What's up, Parallax? And Gilmer.
I can't fake cough because I'm going to actually cough. Yes.
You actually really will cough.
Full House, Jimmy Doom, Parallax, Puddles, Mr. Gilmer, Fukin Rude. It is pretty Fukin Rude.
Rude, eh?
Ermagerd, Kern or
Good
Pert,
damn it.
Derg. You can pet the dog, Parallax. You can always pet the dog. Even when they tell you you can't, you can. Don't listen to
What
them.
dog?
Listen to the dog. The dog. Any dog.
Any dog.
You know.
Okay.
I'm looking for
We're
the goddess.
watching another dog right now.
Are you the
We're
goddess?
watching my mother-in-law's dog.
We both went in entirely different directions. How?
I didn't hear what you said.
What
were you going to ask? Sorry.
I was saying, I'm looking for the goddess. Are you the goddess? The goddess is a woman, is any woman, is all women.
I don't know what that's from.
That's okay. I'll just leave it at that. What kind
Fair
of
enough.
dog are you watching right now? And how does Harvey get
Golden
along?
Retriever. Harvey gets along with her pretty well. She's a little needy. So I went into the office today and I was nervous because this dog has some separation anxiety. She did pretty well though. The only thing that was frustrating is that so my wife had some friends over while I was at work. She had some friends over to go swimming in the pool, like a friend of her and her daughter and stuff like that, like a whatnot. And they left the dogs inside because Harvey will try to jump in and he sheds like a motherfucker, and it's a pain in the butt to clean out of the pool, so we don't let him outside while it's going on. Well,
You don't let the dogs out?
No, not while we're swimming, because
Who
they'll
does?
jump in and then it's what? Sorry.
Who does? Who lets the dogs out?
God damn. I'm not going to even dignify that. Nope. We're moving on. So they were only outside for like an hour and a half, and they came back in, and she had shredded a book.
Oh my god,
I'm
front
like-
to back. Did she
Okay,
retain any of the information?
It wasn't. Jesus Christ. She actually, okay, it wasn't completely destroyed. She only tore like a part of it. It was still like readable. Like it was fine. It was mostly cosmetic damage, but it was still just frustrating that it was like only an hour and a half.
Yeah.
And it's just frustrating because my mother-in-law is going to be away for like, I don't know how long actually. It's for a couple weeks. So we're going to be watching this dog for an extended period of time that has separation anxiety, where we have to leave the house at least. I leave on like 2 days a week for work, and I
Right.
work at home for the rest of the time. And not looking forward to it. Like she's a good dog. Like she's a very sweet dog. And she's relatively easy to take care of, especially considering she's like a 1-year-old puppy.
Oh
right?
wow!
Like, so it's
she's a baby then.
yeah. She's little. She's a good dog though. Her name's Nala. She's very sweet.
Andrew's on a roll with these bad jokes. Should probably call him a sandwich. Hey.
Sandwiches aren't served on rolls usually. They're served on slices of bread.
That is true.
Well, in some rolls though, you could get like one of those like croissants.
Yeah,
I don't know.
What?
I'm tired.
A croissant
Croissant.
is a croissant a roll?
No, I have no idea.
Would it be
Don't you
because-
have like the flaky bread? You can get like bacon, egg, and cheese on croissants.
Yeah, but I don't
That's
know.
a sandwich.
I don't know if I would count that a roll. But is it a roll because you do have to roll it up? I'll serve you on a roll. Hey, don't threaten me with a good time.
I can't tell if you have to roll it up as a pun or you're being serious.
This time, for the first time in my life, I think I was being serious.
Fair enough.
The Kaiser roll is a UFO, but still a
But
roll.
still a roll.
I'm on a roll.
Kaiser rolls are fucking huge.
There's this bakery near me that does these things.
That's true.
You never know when they're going to do this because of the nature of them, but they make croissants regularly because they're a bakery, so you got to have croissants.
Excuse
and
me,
then
it's pronounced croissant.
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 So when I went to France and I stayed a little bit in Paris, and they had these really good croissants, and I would often get a baguette. No, I've never been to France or anywhere. A bakery making baked goods. I know. Okay, let me keep my ADHD in check for half a second.
Yeah.
So they make these croissants, and I guess from when they cut the dough into like the triangle shape that they used to make them, there's always a bunch left over. So when they have enough left over, which this is why they never know when they're gonna make these things, but they take the extra croissant dough and they put like butter and sugar and cinnamon on it, and then they wrap the croissant, the sugary cinnamony croissant, like the flaky dough. Well, it's flaky after they bake it, but like they form it into like a muffin, and then they put it in like muffin tins, and you just get these amazing like muffins made out of croissant dough that are buttery and cinnamony. Oh my god,
That sounds good.
they're so
Yeah,
good.
that sounds really good.
You can smell, like, you can tell when they have them because you smell it before you even are inside of the bakery. Like, oh my god. Britta says bagel
That sounds
weird.
great.
Obscure community reference. Thank you for giving the context because I would have been like, Britta is wrong. I love bagels.
I do too.
Are you a bagel guy, or are you like a English muffin?
Bagel.
Yeah, for sure.
Bagel all the way.
I feel like there's.
I probably have never had like a legitimate, like phenomenal bagel. It's always the store bought stuff, like, but never like, like a bagel from like a really nice like bagel shop. So
Yeah.
that would be like, but that's mainly just because I don't live anywhere that like has that. So
Oh, Keaton switched from Pop Tarts to bagels in the morning. Ooh, cruffins. Yeah, that's probably what they call them too. Croissants. Muffants. It just doesn't have the same ring to it. I really like even like the bad grocery stores. Like I'm near a Wise, and there's like their bakery bagels, like the store brand bagels at any grocery store are really good to me. I don't know why, and I don't know how to say this, and everyone's feel free to make whatever joke they want to after this because it's certainly inviting it. But I like them because they're kind of sticky, if that makes sense.
you like sticky bagels? I get it.
I like them sticky. I like the whole to be to be sticky, not just the whole, the entirety of it. I don't know, when you take, like, they kind of stick to each other when you pull them out. There's something about the dough is not, because like if you buy like the Thomas bagels, they're kind of, I don't know, they're just too dry. Yeah. Anyway, so we haven't spoken in quite some time. When was the last time we did a Talk Tuesday, like the beginning of the month, because it was our 1 year Extremaganza.
Yeah, and then I think I had a recording session one night, and then the other night I think you were busy. You were busy with something, and it was a secret that you still have yet to tell me, and I don't think you're allowed to say it on air.
Oh my God, that's right. Yes. Oh my God.
I don't. Yeah.
I can't say it even off air. Like, that's how serious it is.
Yeah. This may sound like goofy, viewers, but it's like we're being serious. Like, it's not like a bit. There was something he told me he did that it was really cool. That you're literally under an NDA. I'm not even bullshitting.
Yeah,
like,
no,
that's the crazy thing.
It's real. So, it's real life stuff. My girlfriend and I both just got to do something very, very cool, and we are literally under NDA, and I cannot talk about it. But I don't. I want to say it's coming soon, but I genuinely don't know when it's going to be. I can say it was a commercial. We were in a commercial for something very, very popular, and it is something that both of us are into. And they had us kind of dressed in fall clothes. They said it was to kind of be to look like it could be taking place any time of year. So that tells me, which sucks because I don't know if anyone watching or listening to this right now knows, it's July, so it's very hot. So we were in like long sleeves.
A little hot. It's just a little hot.
We were in long sleeves outside very recently, pretending that it was fall. And NDAs are real, Drew. Yeah, they're not fucking around. No dicking around. It might as well be what NDA stands for, because they will come after me. And now I'm saying it in a public forum too. So my guess is it's probably going to be like September, because I imagine they wouldn't wait too long to release it. It's supposed to be like 69 degrees on Friday. Nice. I can't wait.
That's the best kind of degrees.
It sure is. I can't wait. I'm sick of this freaking heat, man. Like, it's oof.
It's only been like 3 days of extreme heat for us so far, up like my way.
Yeah.
Actually, today's the second day of extreme heat. Tomorrow's going to be hot too, but that's great for my electric bill that I have to finally fucking pay.
That's right. You're finally getting that now.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, we went to. I talked about this last time we talked, but we went to a theme park. I forget if I said which one it was. I don't really want to. We live in PA. It's fine. We went to Hershey Park.
Pennsylvania.
You're not gonna be able to tell where I am because I went to one of the theme parks in PA. I also don't know if I should.
I went to Knoebels.
Nice. Yeah.
I went to Dutch Wonderland.
Oh my God.
These are all obscure parks in Pennsylvania from different sides of the state.
There are
we don't know where we're going.
I went to Kennywood. There are quite a few like weird theme parks in PA.
If you're not from PA, good luck spelling Knoebels.
Yeah. I went to the Kalahari in the Poconos.
Yes, or in Ohio. You don't know.
Well,
Ohio's right next door.
That is true.
Cedar Point.
But yeah, so we went to Hershey Park recently, and oh my God, it was so freaking hot. I genuinely thought I wasn't gonna make it by like 9 a.m. That's when we got there. But we stopped by the water park probably around noon, and literally I felt my HP coming back up. Like, it was just like. Anyway,
I think also. I'm trying to. Anyway, sorry. Continue.
I was just gonna say, was it the sweetest place on earth? It was pretty sweet. I don't know about the sweetest place on earth.
Freaking sweet, man.
Yeah, it was up there. Rode some pretty rad stuff. There's this new freaking Twizzlers ride that's like a giant swing where it goes like 100 feet in the air. I licked the sidewalk there. It was not made of candy. Unfortunately, no.
I lied to you, Jimmy.
I know. All that.
And that chocolate they said was on the ground, it wasn't chocolate.
Oh God, no. Milk chocolate.
You ever see the videos? You ever see the either Instagram or TikTok reels or whatever the fuck of like there's this couple where the wife has a really gnarly gag reflex where anytime someone makes a throw up sound, she has to instinctively also gag.
Yes.
Like it's a throw up sound. Or it's the sticks that go the wow sound or whatever. And Every
I
time, like he'll say something mean to her, she'll go what, and he just goes, "What?" And then she just starts like freaking out. It's so mean, but
know.
I can't help but laugh. I
So
feel so
funny.
bad.
I know. Uh, yeah, the empathetic gag is real. I feel like anyone with a pair of testicles, if you when you see somebody getting kicked in the nuts, you feel that shit too. You're like, oh,
You feel it in your stomach all
yeah.
the way
Oh, it
down.
comes up.
It's not fun.
No. One time, one time. Oh my god. I've had two moments in my life when I really, really injured myself in the nuts, and one of the times was I do this thing. I wish I could demonstrate. I'd have to like leave and go get a pair of pants to do it, but like
This is a weird way to start a story about getting hit in the nuts. I do this thing.
I do this thing where, did you ever see those what are they called, Newton's cradles, where you pull the one ball out and it knocks into the other one? They just
I do this thing.
I do this thing. I did that when I taught high school physics. I would God, I hope Chris Physics is here. No, I do this thing whenever I put on a pair of pants. I pick them up. They're folded usually in a way, because like I fold them the same way every time. I pick them up by the bottom, and then kind of like almost like a yo-yo, like flip it out, which then like flips the top of the pants up, and then I let go of the bottom, and it just kind of like whoop, and then I just grab the top and I put them on. I've done it the same way since I was a kid. So sometimes I will. You're probably gonna know where this is going before I even finish saying it. I'll
I have a feeling it has something to do with a zipper.
if I'm strangely not. I sometimes if I'm wearing a belt and I'm taking the pants off like temporarily, or I know that I'm going to like wear them again immediately, I'll just keep the belt on, take them off, I fold them up, and I put them somewhere. So I forgot that there was a belt still attached to my pants when I did this thing one time, and I yo-yoed my pants,
no.
and the belt part flipped around like almost like the scene in Casino Royale when Bond is on the
Yeah.
chair, and it just whipped around like a freaking chain flail and just like what? I don't think I've ever hit the ground so hard, and the sound that I made was somewhere in between dying zombie and the like death sound from Zelda.
Okay.
Just like this. It was
Oh.
it was not fun. Not fun at all. In case anyone was wondering, I didn't like that. Not at all. Anyway, so I talked about it up front. Next week on the show, unfortunately, Josh Kova will not be joining us because he is canceled.
How dare you?
I know. If you recall, dear viewers, dear listeners, I have had someone on the show before by the name of Sam Martino, who runs a little game company called Dogwood Gaming, and he was the one who did the experience share about Steambot Chronicles. He was also the one who is trying to get Steambot Chronicles revitalized, so he has some news to share about that. He wanted to come on again. He reached out and was like, "Hey, can we do like another episode?" Also, because I've beaten it now, I can have more to talk about, and we can share, much like we just did with you and Drew for the Chrono Trigger episode, which was great. I went back and listened to it, and it was just like cracking up, and I could feel like the passion, like all three of our passions, just like igniting. Just even talking about that freaking masterpiece of a game. Steamboat is coming back. I don't know about Steamboat, but Steambot Chronicles may be coming back, and the guy who first told me about it is going to be coming back on next Tuesday to maybe give an update. Who knows? I can't say. I'm under NDA. No, I'm not actually this time about under NDA, but I will leave that to him to share, and that is what we call a little tease. That being said, this week I only have two pretty short things to talk about, and then you and I both have a shared thing to talk about. But before we say what it is, I have a prompt for you.
Okay.
So I can share my two little things, and then you can share if you have anything that you've experienced, and then we can talk about the reason we're here on this earth.
All right.
So I don't want to commit to every 2 weeks because people's schedules change, but we're trying every 2 weeks to do our tabletop game here on the Experience Point called the yet to be titled campaign, but this arc, our first arc of the story, is called the Golden Rot, and it's a kind of a fantasy equivalent of our world, but they're in a time of magical industrial revolution. It is an absolute blast. There's 2 episodes out so far that you can watch on the Experience Point YouTube. It's a ton of fun. It's myself, Polisa, our friend Kiernan is running it, and the other players are our friends Mateo, his girlfriend Melissa, and our friend Leon. Now Kiernan, Mateo, and Leon all went to high school together, and Kiernan and Mateo have been writing this story, I think Leon was involved too, since they were in high school together. So this is a completely original world. Like, they built it from the ground up. It's all, it's no modules, or this isn't like a Curse of Strahd situation, which, if you run Curse of Strahd, that's fine, but I feel like everybody's played that. This is completely original, and it's not purely fantasy. Like, there's it's an industrial revolution, so it's this kind of steampunky, very arcane, which is kind of funny because Kiernan has never watched Arcane, and I want to shake him and tell him to watch it.
Parallax has been talking about Arcane in my Discord chat recently.
Mine too. In my DMs, because I don't have a Discord yet, but I am gonna try to make one soon. I also have potentially soon I'll have an update on not just emotes. I am talking to an artist about commissioning a mascot character for the Experience Point, which I am very excited to share. And if you know anything about me or my tastes, you'll probably be able to tell, like, immediately. You can throw out buzzwords of aesthetics that I like or things that I like, and it'll probably Keaton, I think
post-apocalyptic Jet Set Radio.
One of those.
Jet Set Radio. It's gonna be Beat. I'm calling it.
Not Beat, because I want to. It's gonna be an original character.
Because you don't want to get copyright. So
yeah. But it's gonna be Keaton's gonna be excited. It's gonna be potentially furry adjacent. We'll say.
Ooh.
Yes, ninjas. Okay, we're on to something. Jet Set Radio, ninjas. Maybe 2 of those things. Maybe sharks. Maybe because those are my favorite animal. Who knows? I don't.
Street sharks?
No. Original. It's gonna be an original character.
Family street sharks.
Family.
Probably.
But yeah, so I don't know when our next session of the Golden Rot is gonna be, but it's usually on Sundays. So just stay tuned to the Experience Point social medias. Usually Instagram. Instagram stories are all my up-to-date daily things. But it is rad. A shark ninja on inline skates. You are the closest so far, Drew. There's insert Jet Set Radio in there somewhere, and you've basically gotten it.
That's the skates.
Well, yes.
He already has it on there.
There's 2 major parts of Jet Set Radio, and it's the skates and blank. I was leaving that open for you. What's the other aspect of Jet Set Radio?
Oh, I didn't know you were talking to me.
I am. I'm talking to you or the chat, whoever can answer it first.
It's only me and you on the call.
There's like 7 other people in here though, in the chat.
I mean, I should clarify. I didn't know that you were waiting for me. I thought you were just like leaving it empty on purpose to be ambiguous. But yeah, I would have actually guessed either the graffiti like Drew did, or the kind of like the lo-fi hip hop jams. It's not really lo-fi, but you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, funky fresh beats.
The hip hop aesthetic.
Yeah, the Hideki Naganuma genre of music is canonically called funky fresh beats. Graffiti. Okay. Yep, Drew, you got it. So I'm working with I guess I'll just talk about it. I don't know if it's going to be kind of a humanoid character who kind of looks like a shark, or if I'm just going to go full on shark, anthropomorphic shark character. But I want it to not necessarily be like a Sonic OC, but because of the Sega and the Jet Set Radio aspect, I want it to look like it could fit in the Sonic universe, because I'm such a huge Sega shill. So I was taking my two favorite Sega things, like Jet Set Radio and Sonic, and making it just a
shark,
just a little cool shark ninja graffiti guy. So we will see. I'm working with an artist right now. She does really cool like chibi Sonic art. So I don't know. Her commissions are closed right now, so I'm still shopping around for artists. But I kind of fell in love with her style, and I'm gonna try to get her to do it. She's from Colombia.
Nice.
Yeah. So we shall see.
Did you ever ask me your prompt?
Nope. This is all simply preamble.
The build up to it. Okay, that's fine. I just wanted to make sure you didn't forget.
That has nothing to do with nothing. Can't wait to see it on Rule 34. Oh my god. Well, if it's a furry character, it's gonna end up there.
Got a big old wang.
Yep, big old wang. That's the other aspect of Jet Set Radio that nobody talks about. Big old
just
wangs.
Swangers everywhere.
Swanging in the wind. Oh my god. Anyway. Yeah, that had nothing to do with the prompt. I got to talking about the our TTRPG, and I forget how I started talking. I was talking about, you said Discord, so then I was talking about emotes, then I was talking about this thing. ADHD's nuts, everybody. The last thing, Police and I did a whole episode about it when you were recording on a Tuesday. We sat down and we talked about in depth for like 2 hours. We talked about the new Superman
movie.
Yeah.
I need to see it still. I've been dying to see it. I want to see that, and I want to see the new Naked Gun that's coming out this Friday.
Oh my god, it looks hysterical.
It does. I'm really excited.
Yeah.
I want to see. I'm hoping this is a return to form, not for necessarily like the Naked Gun movies. I'm sure it's fine, but just comedy. I want to see comedy coming back into theaters again.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, if anything's going to do it, I mean, the original of that is legendary. So seeing Liam Neeson play this like deadly serious, hysterically funny character is so good. So good.
I can't wait. I'm hoping to see it Friday night, but we'll see.
Yeah, there's a bunch of movies I want to see. I mean, even if it's just because like I know it's not going to be good, but I want to, like Jurassic Park.
I've heard the new one's good, but before I get you too sidetracked, you were talking about Superman, just trying to help bring your ADHD brain back before I interrupted you.
Yeah, that's always how it goes. And we got a little raid coming in from Oliver Dreams VT. Welcome and thank you. Thanks for being here.
Thanks for the raid.
Yeah, Superman is. I will say, obviously we talked about it for 2 hours, which you can see on the YouTube. What I'll condense it down to, I was such a naysayer when I saw James Gunn, when I saw the casting, when I heard that it's going to be kind of goofy. I was like, I don't know, man. Like, and it's not just because I love him to death, but I am like a Henry Cavill Superman apologist.
Okay.
I think the Dark Knight, or no, the Man of Steel is a great Superman movie. By contrast, seeing this new one that's much more bright and colorful and goofy, it definitely makes it seem like, that was dark for no reason. I still do think there's a lot of parts of it that I love and are interesting angles to take with the Superman story. That being said, this movie fucking rules. Like, oh my god.
That's what I've heard. And I've heard it's really good.
It's still very James Gunn. You're still, at times you're going to forget that you're watching Superman. You're going to be like, wait, is this Guardians of the Galaxy 4? What? But there's a lot of really good in it. And what I'll say most is it's an energy that we, and I personally, desperately need right now. And it's kind of about how, and I think I named the video this, like, it's punk rock to have hope. It's punk rock to care. It's punk rock to let yourself feel and be vulnerable and be human. And Oh my god, it's incredible. Do I have issues with the movie? Sure, but overall, so refreshing, very refreshing. I can't wait for you to see it.
I think that's something that like has really been damaging for a while. I saw this on Blue Sky. Someone posted this, and I'm not as angry about it, but I agree with them to an extent. Where like shows like South Park, and listen, I'm not a South Park fan, but this isn't necessarily meant to insult South Park.
Yeah.
But shows like South Park taught people that it was cool to be apathetic and like kind of trolly and shitty about things, right? Like,
yeah.
Like that shock humor was like the way to do things. And listen, shock humor is fine. Like I didn't watch their newest episode, but the fact of who they picked on, I'm pretty fucking happy.
Sure.
It made me smile. But with that said, it's still like I'm still not like a huge South Park fan, but like
yeah,
I like it now where it feels like everything has been so pessimistic and what's the word for like
apathetic, like nonchalant. Like nonchalance is king
not
right
just
now,
apathetic. It's shit. What is it? It's nihilistic.
Oh yeah.
That's the word I'm looking. Like a lot of it's very nihilistic, and I feel like we've been like that for too long because for a while we were going like everything's got to be gritty and dark and blah 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 blah.
But now it's like the real world is too gritty and dark, so we need some colorful and we need some hope and we need some funny. We need some not taking itself too seriously.
Exactly. I'm hoping that's why comedies will come back.
Yeah.
I'm also hoping. I'm also hoping that
welcome to the hoping.
What is it? Yeah, right. Hoping comedies will come back. I also think it's similar to why Ted Lasso resonated with so many people.
Oh, I need to watch that.
Ted Lasso is very much like the definition of like a genuinely good person confronted with realistic problems that gets over them in not completely realistic, but like more realistic than you would normally see on television, right?
Yeah. That kind of sounds like Superman.
Where like when shit happens and shit goes wrong in most other melodrama shows, whether it's like a teen drama or whatnot, 99% of the problems could be solved if people just fucking talk to each other, and there would be very minimal consequences for just having the conversation. It's not like, you know what I mean? Like, so like in like any other show, you would have something where like someone, someone's boyfriend kisses say some girl's boyfriend kisses her best friend, right? And her best friend is too embarrassed to fucking say anything about it, so she doesn't, keeps it a secret, and that causes more problems. When if she would have just said, hey, your boyfriend's a scumbag,
right?
There would have been very minimal repercussions for anyone who was actually not at fault or innocent.
Yeah,
so,
I hate the miscommunication trope.
Ted Lasso was fantastic. Also, check out his other show, Shrinking. I've heard Shrinking is good. That's with Harrison Ford and Jason. What's his face? I can't think of his name.
Is it Jason Segel?
Yeah, dude from the Muppet movie.
I heard that was really good.
I did too, and I'm in the mood for like happy stuff in general. Not Jason Momoa.
Jason Momoa. I wish. You would love Superman then.
Though the happy-go-lucky stuff is one of the things there's something new that I watched this week, this past week, that I'll bring up for when we get to my experience stuff.
Yeah, I mean that can be it. I don't have to.
What was the prompt though?
Oh, I thought I didn't want to talk the whole time, so I was going to say my couple of things, which was the TTRPG, and then the Superman, and then you can talk about yours, and then we can come together. Because the prompt will lead us into what I know you want to talk about.
Oh, okay. Well, I was confused then because you mentioned that I have a prompt for you, and then you proceeded to not do anything with the prompt for like 20 minutes. So it was like, okay.
Oh, sorry.
So are we going? No, it's okay. It's okay. I get it now. Okay, so yeah, my stuff then. So, sorry, my computer's making noises. I'm trying to. There we go. So, a couple things I experienced. One, I played through in between our streams. I played through the entirety of Metroid Prime and beat it.
Oh hell yeah! I watched you beat it.
Played through the entirety of Metroid Prime, and I already recorded an episode on it.
Nice.
It's completely in the can. I have to edit it still, but like episode will be out in a couple weeks, which is cool.
You're getting tilted at that last boss fight, understandably.
I said it on the episode, a little teaser for my conversation on it. The problem I have with that final boss is not it's the fusion Metroids are a great mechanic, are a great idea for an enemy that is implemented awfully. Absolutely awfully. The fusion Metroids, for those who either have not played it or don't remember, are the Metroids where you have to, when you kill them, they split into two.
Right.
When you kill one, it splits into two, and it's two different colors, and then you have to shoot it based off using the blaster, which corresponds to the color it turns. So a yellow one is with your regular blaster, purple one is with your wave beam, blue one is with the ice beam, and red one is with the plasma beam. Totally fine with that mechanic. I think it's a fine idea. It's a good way to kind of make you change things around. They also taught you that mechanic earlier by having Space Pirates have the same idea. So they build you up to it. No issues with that. Where my issues come in is in one of the final chambers before you get to the final boss. They have non-stop respawning fusion Metroids or fission Metroids or whatever they are. And they take so long to kill, and you are platforming up a giant level. So if they knock you off, then you are fucked, and you have to start all over. And it's not like killing them all and then jumping is a smart choice, because you are given very little. You can't really maneuver easily on the small platform, so you either have to sprint up and hope they don't hit you, and then take them out, or take them out and then sprint up and hope you get there before new ones respawn.
Right, and then you're using your ammo.
Bullshit. I mean, you don't really have ammo unless you're using super bombs or super missiles.
Don't you? Oh, okay.
Or regular missiles, excuse me.
I thought the special, like the fire or the plasma and the ice had ammo, but it's like I said,
they don't have ammo.
It's been like 20 years since I beat that. Is that like it's a tall, like cylindrical room that you're just kind of slowly jumping up?
It's tall, but it's more of like an oval, right? It's like a tall, like not a sphere, but like a giant 3D oval, right? So
that last boss fight is, I mean, ridiculously difficult. I hated that as a kid.
It's just tedious. Like I like the mechanics, and like the thing where you have to stand in the phazon confused me at first. But if you take the time to use the scanning visor, it tells you need a powered up phazon suit. You see it drop phazon. It makes sense. Like the logic makes sense. They give you all the tools that you need. I just hate it when like you have all these things trying to attack you, and you have to stand in one hyper specific spot in order to do damage to it.
Right.
It was bullshit. So happy I beat it. But that was the first thing. I'll save the rest of my thoughts in the game because it's on the episode. It's coming out. I recorded with my buddy Chris, the British Blonde Addict, and I think it turned out really well. Very excited for that episode. With him, and then I experienced I was about to say the thing we're going to talk about at the end. So the other thing I really experienced was I started watching a show on YouTube called Taskmaster.
Oh my god, I love Taskmaster. I shouldn't say that. I love Taskmaster like I love Game Changers and all the Dropout stuff. I've never actually watched full episodes of it, but seeing the clips has made me want to. And looking into it, I didn't realize how long this show has been on the air. Like, and it's huge.
It's been on since 2015. 2015.
Okay, not as long as I thought, but still.
Well, I mean,
10
remember,
years.
It's British, so it's like there's two series, per year usually.
Okay.
And this is the 20th season is starting this year. This is the 10th year, so it makes sense. 2 series per year. You can watch it for free on YouTube.
Yeah.
The entire series. You can just watch. It's not. You don't even have to watch clips. You can just watch entire series.
That I didn't know.
And I watch series 19 because one of my personal favorite improvisers is on it, Jason Mantzoukas.
Okay.
Jason Mantzoukas. I think you watched Brooklyn Nine-Nine, right?
I have seen it. Just a few episodes.
So, all right, then maybe did you watch Parks and Rec?
Not really.
No. Okay. What about Big Mouth?
Yes, I have a hot take about that show. I can't stand that show. I love the concept, but I can't stand the execution of that show.
Well, so anyway, he okay, you're killing it.
I know.
No, it's fine. But he does a lot of stuff like that. He kind of is like a very over the top character
Yeah.
in almost anything that he does.
What's up, jerks?
In Big Mouth, he plays the character of Jay, you know, the kid that fucks his pillow. Yeah, what's up, jerks? Actually, James and I, since we actually know each other IRL, we went to see he's part of the podcast How Did This Get Made, and we went to see them live together.
Nice.
And
That's
it
cool.
was to see Double Dragon. Actually, they did Double Dragon was the movie they were talking about.
God, that movie's hot garbage.
It was. I had a lot of fun. It's bad fun. Like it's not
Yeah,
good.
yeah. Double Dragon.
Yeah. James remembers.
That's awesome.
It was a lot of fun. We had a lot of fun doing that. So yeah, so Jason Mantzoukas is in a ton of stuff. I really enjoy him on the podcast. I really just enjoy him in general. And he's just a crazy over the top person in almost anything he is. And so
Nice.
you put that insane ball of chaos in dry British humor television show,
Yeah.
and it is just a wonderful it's a wonderful like mismatch.
Yeah.
He's great. He joked on the show that he's like, it is my mission that in every challenge I'm going to try to find a way to disassemble, destroy, and dismantle the house.
That's great.
It's great. So I watched all of that, and I started watching some of the other seasons a little bit here and there. Yeah, so if you haven't watched Taskmaster, the idea of it is that they have a bunch of comedians come on, and they are given weird tasks they have to do. Like one of the tasks in Jason's series was find the cheese phone, and they kind of have like this little house with a little plot of land that they do a lot of these tasks on, and they're running around everything. And they're trying to find the cheese phone, and there's two ways they can go about it. They can go about it with all of their senses available to them, but while they're running, Alex Horn, the one of the taskmaster who kind of helps come up with all this stuff, will play the French horn every single time they move. So he's just running around going brr, 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 like, making it harder for them to hear the phone ringing.
Yeah.
Or you can cut off all your senses except for smell. So they put on a blindfold, they put on noise canceling headphones. They put on they give them a little like a sucker, like a Jolly Rancher or something like that, and then also having like giant gloves, right? So you can't feel as easily.
Oh my god.
Yeah. So that you have to go, so you can only go with your sense of smell. And if you, whatever time you get, whoever finds the cheese phone fastest wins. And if you do it without your senses, the time gets halved.
Oh, nice. Okay. Is this
So
a cheese?
that's the trade.
A phone made
Well,
of cheese?
what it is it's literally so they're running around, and Jason chooses all of his senses, and he finds a box of tissues next to a phone, and he picks up the phone. And he goes hello, and the person on the other line just goes achoo, and that's it. And
Oh, that was the
Alex
sneeze
goes,
phone.
Oh, I'm sorry, you found the sneeze phone.
That's good.
And then there's another one where it's like a bowl of peas, and he's like, "Oh, I'm sorry, you found the peas phone."
Oh my god, I got
And
leaves
it's
on
all
my
these
head.
stupid puns. And finally, the cheese phone was literally a phone with like blue cheese kind of like smushed onto the side of it. It's like a little Nokia brick, and it's like blue cheese. It looked fucking gross. It was so
God.
nasty.
I love blue cheese.
And in the like when it cuts back to the studio, because they film all those tasks on that location prior to the in studio, like in a theater section.
Right, yeah.
And so so everyone's reacting, including some of the other contestants are reacting to their fellow contestants like tasks.
Yeah.
And Jason had this thing. He's like, you know what the worst part of it was? Every time there was we found the wrong phone, he had that stupid expression on his face when he was so happy with himself saying another pun. Oh, I'm sorry, this is the sneezed phone. That fucking asshole.
I love
it's
it.
wonderful.
It's a genius concept for a show. Like you have
It is.
on its own, the tasks would make made for a great show. But then the other half of the show is all of these comedians reacting to what happened, like in real time. I love it. It's so much fun.
It's really good.
Recommend it.
They did try an American version of it, and it only lasted 8 episodes, and it was like back in 2018. Game Changer, I would say, is the closest thing to an American version of it. It's not
Yeah.
the same by any stretch, but it's the reason being it's the spirit of it, where like in Taskmaster, obviously every episode the tasks change, right? In Game Changer, every episode the game changes, and the people who are responsible for creating the tasks or the games are generally just trying to fuck with the contestants.
Yeah.
They're just trying to troll them, make them look stupid, and that's kind of like the crazy one of the one that's no, excuse me. That's kind of like the gist of it. It's almost the same in spirit, even though it's not the same in execution.
Yeah.
And like
Heck.
what is it in the most recent Game Changer episode that came out yesterday? Freaking the one of the improvisers, one of the questions was like, what is your blood type? And the guy's like, I don't even know my own blood type. How did you get this?
Yeah. Right. That's funny.
He was so freaked out by it. It's a good episode, by the way, for anyone who hasn't watched it. So yeah,
Drew is saying he makes a mean blue cheeseburger, and I got excited, and I did the Ryu champ emoji, and then I hit the Ryu champ emoji again, and then I did a burger emoji, and for some reason Twitch just typed out the name of the emoji Ryu champ, so it looks like I just wrote the word Ryu champ. I don't know why it did it that time. That's very weird. Yeah, I will 100% co-sign your recommendation of Taskmaster, because it's kind of like Impractical Jokers in that you can just sit down and watch one if you have time for just one, or you can watch like a shit ton of them. It's very versatile. There's not like an overarching story that you need to really follow. Yeah, love it. Co-signed.
it's great. It's absolutely great. I've loved, and they have a diverse cast of people. In the season I watched, they had this comedian named Fatia El Gore, who is Muslim, and she wears a hijab the whole time
Nice.
too. There's another hijab. Sorry, I don't know anything about the unfortunately. So hijab, and in another season they had, I don't know, I forget her name, but she might have cerebral palsy or something like that, because she has a hard time like walking around, but like she's really and hard time walking and speaking. But you can tell like she's got this sharp wit about her.
Yeah.
I forget her name, but it's cool. They have lots of people from all walks of life. It's really cool.
I love that. Very cool. We love diversity and inclusion, and equity. I should have just said we love DEI, but not in like the shitty, ironic way that they're trying to, like the way they're trying to take the word woke and be like, oh woke, oh DEI. Shut the fuck up. Anyway,
DEI is just the new woke, just like the political correctness, and political rectness,
and political erectness.
erectness and rectness and rectumness.
Yeah,
all of them above. But it's it's just the next buzzword that people are going to be mad about.
Yeah, it makes me politically erect when I see diversity, equity, and inclusion in my media. Anyway, speaking of things that I love, now that we are an hour in, I have a prompt for you.
All right.
I thought about this. Okay, this is so freaking wild. You texted me the other day. I'm not going to say what it is, but you said, or no, you called me and you were like, "Have you ever heard of X? X Media."
This specific piece of media.
He's gonna get distracted and not give you the prompt. Funny you should say that. No, yeah, you were like, "Have you ever heard of this piece of media?" And I nearly shot a brick because I've been obsessing kind of over this same piece of media, and in a very different way than you. And I I still don't know how convicted I am of this, but I'm pretty sure that I am. Do you think that you can love something like a piece of media? We'll say it's okay, it's a video game or a movie. Do you think you can love a video game that you've never played?
Yes, in spirit. I don't think you can like talk about it critically by any stretch, but you can talk about how much you love it. Sure.
Yeah.
It's the same thing with like misplaced nostalgia. You can feel nostalgic for something you've never personally experienced.
Yeah. I feel like it's different than isn't love critical? Ooh, getting into the deep cuts. I feel this is different than like things where I would say like I love the idea of this. I love like I genuinely do, even though I've never with my own two hands touched this game. And I also think it's different than when you watch somebody like stream a game because that like watching a playthrough of a game, I don't know if I would say as easily that you could love a game if you just watched a playthrough of it. I have watched a 6-hour documentary style video about a particular video game. I guess we can say it now. Oh, man. I know people that love games they've never played but have enjoyed the soundtrack. Oh, yeah. I mean, that's fair. I mean, you're just you're loving the music rather than the game itself.
Yeah.
Bastion is that for me. Like, I liked Bastion. I liked Bastion a lot. I love that soundtrack. I probably have put more time into listening to that soundtrack than the actual video game. The game that we're talking about today is called Boku no Natsuyasumi. And it's a very, very obscure, Japan only series of games, even though they're all standalone. They've only ever been released in Japan. There's a guy on YouTube called Tim Rogers. You may know him. Josh, I know you know him because when you asked me if I had played Boku no Natsuyasumi, I nearly shot a brick because I was like, I just watched, not just, maybe like, probably like a year ago, and I've still been obsessing about this game since. He made this video. I can't even... It's one of the greatest pieces of media that I think I've ever seen. And yes, I did not misspeak when I said it is 6 hours long. It's a 6-hour YouTube video that is... It's just called Boku no Natsuyasumi Review, but it's like, it goes into such minute... It really made me like... This sounds so dramatic, but like I do think it changed my life. Like, or at least in the way that I perceive things, and the way that I hold on to memories, and the way that I think about experiences, and especially because as somebody who runs a freaking not just gaming channel, but like a experience channel called The Experience Point. Everything is about our experiences. We are the sum of our experiences. It is so profound and yet so simple, and it's got this wabi sabi, if you know like Japanese philosophy at all, and it's a great history lesson in video games, and it's good design, and then he talks about his like childhood and memories, and then he went on this road trip to like his childhood home, and he went to see his childhood elementary school. I won't talk about like all of it in general, but I cannot recommend highly enough. His name's Tim Rogers. It's called Action Button. Is his channel. Boku no Natsuyasumi.
It's his second most recent video because his videos are so long,
right,
that it takes him a long. So, for example, his most recent video is 3 months ago, and it's 9 hours, 39 minutes, and 46 seconds.
Oh my god!
The episode prior to that is the Boku no Natsuyasumi video that we're talking about, which came out 2 years ago. Maybe even close to 3. It's going to be close to 3. September 25th, 2022 is when 2022 is when it came out. So it's been out for a while. Now, I do have a question for you then, Andrew. Do you think that you love I would almost argue, and you can feel, obviously it's your feelings. You disagree, you can tell me I'm wrong with it, but maybe you like Boku no Natsuyasumi because like more of the video of it, like how Tim Rogers presented it, and because you haven't played the game, you haven't had that experience yet on your own personal self. So maybe it's like you're interpreting it through Tim Rogers' lens, which isn't the wrong way to do it, mind you. I'm not trying to say, oh, that's not a legitimate experience. I'm just saying, like,
Yeah.
that's why I don't know. That's why I was saying, like, you can totally fall in love with the game without experiencing it. But the reason I say I don't know if you can go into like a critical analysis is because you haven't had your personal experience with it yet. If that makes sense.
That's totally true and totally valid. A point. I just think the way the intimacy, the he goes into every last little detail about this game, so much so that I feel like I played it.
Which is a credit to him, I would argue.
Sure. Oh, totally. But I feel like I left that video with such a deep understanding of this game. Maybe even more so than if I had just played it on my own. Like, that's why I feel like this is so profound. Like, I feel like I love this game more, I think, now, having never played it, but having seen it pulled apart and lovingly expounded upon and then put back together so intimately that I feel like I love it now more than I would have if you were like, hey, there's this cool game called Boku no Natsuyasumi, you should play it, and I played it and I would have probably been like, I like that a lot, but I don't know if I would have been like, I love everything about this game.
Then I would argue this then is that they're two separate pieces of art that one inspired the other. Like, you obviously you wouldn't have Tim's video without the game, but
sure,
you also wouldn't have the same appreciation of the game without Tim's video. Like, it's a symbiotic thing at that instance. The only thing I would say is that the reason I get part of this is like a personal history with this, not with this game specifically, but I remember a while ago, and this is before J.K. Rowling came out as a TERF. This ties into all this, I promise. My brother wanted to do a Harry Potter musical, and I don't know if you've seen that before. It was a unlicensed Harry Potter musical where no one got paid. It was just it got a huge following online and all this other stuff. He wanted to throw on his own production of it because he was obsessed with it, loved it, but he never read the books. And I was like, dude, you can't do this thing without knowing the source material. I know you think you know it because of the musical, but there's nuance in the source material you're not going to get that they had to either leave out or change or other stuff. You're looking at this source material through someone else's interpretation and trying to, like, if you want to do it, like, by all means do it. I understand if you're getting paid, you're a professional, that's all well and good. But if you're doing this from a passion project and you're not, like, looking at the inspiration for the thing you're doing, I feel like you're just doing someone else's take on the material and not looking at the material and coming up with your own take. And I was also I was guilty of this for a long time with, like, when I first started the podcast, I did an episode on the role of video game in music, and I essentially just regurgitated points from a YouTube video I really liked. And that's why I'm a big fan of experiencing whatever you want to, like, like, it's not to take away from your experience of watching Tim Rogers' video, but it almost feels like the experience of playing the game and the experience of watching his video are two separate experiences that should be had in their own way. But to say that I experienced the game by watching someone else's experience, to me, isn't having an experience. You're experiencing their experience, if that makes sense. And that's not a bad thing, mind you. That is not.
Yeah.
That's not to say, like, your feelings about the game are invalid. No. Like, just like my brother loving the Harry Potter musical, his feelings about Harry Potter that came from it are valid. But if you're trying to, like, say, like, well, now I've experienced this game, I'm like, well, you have and you haven't. You experienced it through someone else's lens.
Yeah.
And that's not a bad thing because art is interpretive. And Tim Rogers, I would argue, from what I've seen of that, I watched bits of the video like before you even mentioned it. I actually was watching it when it was going live.
Wow.
Not like a lot. It was like in like I remember watching it for like 20 minutes and being like, this guy's like interesting how he does his videos. I've never seen YouTube
Yeah.
like this, and I mean that as a compliment. And then I just switched off of it because I'm like, I started like 40 minutes in, or no,
It's
I started
long.
a couple hours in. I'm like, what the fuck? It's live and it's still like 2 hours.
I know.
In. Like, what's going on?
Yeah.
And people were talking about how he did a 6 hour. I remember the Twitter sphere at the time was talking about it, but I don't know. I hope I'm not coming off as like gatekeepery.
No.
For some reason, that's always been a personal stick in, like, it always is something that is like like I always argue for, because I've nothing wrong with experiencing a piece of media in the first way you do, but like I always advocate for experiencing it for yourself in
Same.
the way that you can. And to say all that doesn't mean that you can't still love it. Just like my brother loved Harry Potter from a Harry Potter musical.
Well,
But he saw an interpretation of Harry Potter. So it's a weird thing where it's like there's not really a wrong answer, but at the same time, did you really experience the original work? I don't know. It's hard to explain.
yeah, I wouldn't say that I have experienced it completely yet, and I agree with you. I think that you should like actually physically, if it's a game, physically interact with it and press the buttons yourself. And I'll come back to something, a very specific example in a second. But where I would push back a little bit is the Harry Potter musical, or the Harry Potter musical. Are you familiar with the? I don't remember the. I think actually no, I do remember it. The artist slash YouTuber or whatever. I think they're called Terminal Montage. They have a series called Something About.
Nope.
Okay, they do a bunch of like something about, or like Ego Raptor before Game Grumps did the like Metal Gear Awesome or Ninja Gaiden Awesome, like the Awesome series.
Yeah.
Like they're parody animations. They're based on, you know, the games themselves, and they're all references to the games, and there are jokes and stuff. And in this Terminal Montage, these things that they'll do like something about Ocarina of Time, and they'll go through the whole game of Ocarina of Time, and it's very funny, chaotic flash animations of Ocarina of Time. They're hysterical. Highly recommend. But like watching all of that could make you want to get into Ocarina of Time, just like a Harry Potter musical could make you want to get into Harry Potter. But the fact that it's which I don't recommend, the fact that it's a parody and not the original material. Like I watched this video of the like taking apart the original material, not necessarily like a parody. So nothing about Harry Potter musical.
Isn't a parody comedic taking a part of the original material?
I would say it's more of its own material. Like the parody,
just like I would argue Tim Rogers' thing is more of its own material. It's not a bad thing, and you can still love the source material without experiencing it. Like, but it's just one of those things where it's like, I don't know, like.
But there's no footage of actual Harry Potter movies in the Harry Potter parodies. You know, like this video is like him using real footage of the real game, talking about the actual game, like the real thing. It's all the real thing. It's just
but like but that's just using footage of it. He's still putting his own spin on it, which is not, once again, no problem with that, but he's putting his interpretation and his spin on it, just like someone's putting their comedic interpretation of whatever the source material is. It's just done in a slightly different way. Like he could have used hand-drawn animations if he wanted to and probably still gotten like a similar point across, you know? I'm not saying it,
but I wouldn't have understood it or felt that I connected with it as much. I feel like I connected with it and understand it because I was seeing such an intimate view of the real thing and not an animation or a stage parody of that, which is its own completely separate media.
I think you're really looking at it at a very hyper technicality though, where it's like just because he used real footage doesn't mean that it was the same experience as the original, if that makes sense, because he cut up that footage in ways to make it work for his video. It's not experiencing the game still. I think it's just a hype. I think that's a technicality more than to me. That doesn't change my argument. I guess just by using like if they did, it would be no different if someone did like the YouTube poops with like live action Zelda stuff. If they did the same sketches but inside the Zelda game engine, like they're using the game as the source material, and the argument could be made the same. They used footage from the game instead of hand-drawn animations. Maybe the jokes may not land, maybe they have to change some of the jokes a little bit, but like Red vs Blue, like you're not an expert on Halo just because you watch Red vs Blue, even though they showed in-game footage.
Right, but that's because the in-game footage isn't what, like the in-game footage,
the source isn't representative of the game.
Yeah. Like they didn't.
It's them. Yeah.
I see what you're saying. I just feel like it's much closer to watching like a long play or a let's play of it than it is watching a parody of it.
I guess I'm kind of confused now. Is like I don't even know what I'm arguing about anymore. This isn't directed at you. It's more just like we're debating, I should say. I don't want to call this an argument but like what we're debating about anymore, just because like I guess I think the point I'm trying to make is that you can love a game without experiencing it, but to be able to have a critical analysis of it, of like what works and what doesn't work, you have to play it, because part of experiencing a game is feeling how it plays, like the timing, like how long it takes you to get through it, because or how the controls feel in your hand, type of thing.
Yeah, because
the controls in Boku no Natsuyasumi are tank controls, which are interesting, at least in the second one that I'm and so like that's different. Like you can watch someone play it, but until you feel it, it's not the same. Like you're not like, I think it's also a little bit different in a game than it is in other medium, because you're an active participant usually. So if you're watching someone else play their summer vacation, you're not experiencing your own summer vacation.
Right.
It's still a phenomenal video essay about the experience, and it's like very poignant. And I mean, not that like I know I haven't watched it, but I have watched it and seen his style. Like he very much, it seems very like ethereal in a weird sense. Like the way he kind of speaks is ethereal, I guess.
Totally.
But like, yeah. So like, I don't know. To me, he turned his experience of Boku no Natsuyasumi into its own separate piece of art that is inspired by Boku no, not just inspired, like directly. He used that as the medium almost. It's almost like he used Boku no Natsuyasumi as the medium for his own art, in combination with obviously video production and writing and other stuff like that.
Yeah, I would say it's about half and half, because half of it is like, using that as the inspiration point to what made him do the real life portion of that video, but the other half of it is like an in-depth, just like going down to the bones of the game by actually playing the game and talking about the UI and everything like that. But what you said about it's a different experience, I completely agree, and I do think you should play it in order to have a critical view of it, like you said. Like I can't say.
I think that's the only point I was trying to make. I think for some reason I was arguing at some point for no, like, I guess, do you agree with me on that or no?
On the
like
critical aspect?
Point of, like, yeah, just that.
Yeah, 100%. So I
don't know what I was debating about. I think for some reason I was like dying on a hill that no one was asking me to die on.
Yeah, dying on a hill that was a valley.
Look, I'm standing here.
I'm like, get up here. You're like, you won't take me alive. No, so I would say I completely agree with you from the critical aspect. Like
that's the only thing I was saying. That's the only point I was trying to make.
Yeah, I can't say I think Boku no Natsuyasumi is a good video game or a bad video game because I haven't played it, but I can say that I love it.
It's an impactful game just because someone else's media impacted you so much that you have it. It'd be like me, like what when I saw fucking like and I see like Sonic music and stuff like that, I get emotional even though I'm not like a diehard Sonic fan, because other people's your like experiences, like your experience with Sonic growing up and how you talk about it,
Yeah.
like has affected me, that kind of thing.
Yeah, I think, and it also it comes down to why when people are like, "What's your," I always use this example, but when people are like, "What do you think is the best Ghibli movie?" Like if people are like, "I really want to watch Studio Ghibli movies," like what's the best one? And I'm like, well, I would say that the best one is Spirited Away, but my favorite one is Princess Mononoke. And I think there's like a separation there. Like when Drew was on talking about Chrono Trigger, I was like, "Is this your favorite game of all time?" And he's like, "No, but I do think it's the best game of all time." And I loved that he said that, because I'm usually the only person who does things that way. And maybe you should just put them together and be like, or maybe you should just disregard best and just like maybe your favorite could be the best. But if you are coming from a critical standpoint, I think you do have to actually experience it.
Well, and I think that would be like, I think the reason I even brought it up is because it reminded me of what my brother was trying to do with that Harry Potter musical.
Yeah.
And that I don't know why it just really irked me. I'm like, you're gonna throw your own like production of it, but you've never read the source material. That would be like, it would be like if I watched the Boku no Natsu Yasumi video from Tim Rogers and then did my own video on the game without playing the game.
I still feel like that's different though, because you could do a video on the game because of what you learn directly about the game from that video and from seeing
Okay,
it. You can't make
that's fair. Like you would be doing a video on Tim Rogers' video, then it wouldn't be on the game.
I don't know. I still think
You'd be
it
talking
could
about the game through the lens of Tim Rogers' video.
Sure, but it's still different than if it was a parody. Because in a parody, you're not seeing or learning or getting any of the original material.
I disagree with that to an extent. You're getting a weird viewpoint of the original material, but I do agree it's not the same though, because it would be, for my example to work, it would be me taking Tim Rogers' video and doing it one for one again, like literally same script, same everything. You know what I mean? Like it would, yeah, it would be like me recreating Tim Rogers' video. Like in this comparison, if Boku no Natsu Yasumi is Harry Potter and a Harry Potter musical is Tim Rogers' video, I would just be putting on, and my brother's putting on the same show. It would be me just putting on the same video that Tim did. So you are right. Like if you did your own take on it based off of Tim's video, it would be your own take. You would have your own thoughts. Therefore, it would not be the same thing over again.
Sure, but there is a lot of purely objective parts of that video that are just talking about.
No, I understand that. That's why I'm agreeing with you at this point. Like I think you're right, because it wouldn't be the same. I do think it would be I think my argument is that it would be disingenuous to cover the game based off solely watching someone else's video.
Yeah, I don't think I would do that. But I did fall in love with it. It's so interesting because normally I'm not like this. Like I saw such an intimate view of this game, like cover to cover, so to speak, that I feel like I have played it and that I do know everything about it. That's not to say I don't want to play it. That's not to say because I do want to play it. I just need to wait for an English patch to come out.
Yeah.
Now, well, okay. Well, last thing I'll say about this before we can talk about the English patch was going to be my segue to what you were calling me about. Last thing I'll say is because I need to figure out any way to talk about this series in any way that I can. There are games like the Nier series, Nier Replicant and Automata, that you can not. I know. So I'll address, and this is not an ADHD thing. This is gonna be relevant. I forgot to talk about Keaton's comment where he said I tried Child of Light and wasn't good at the combat, but my friend was, so I got to experience the plot, music, and characters while watching him. It was the best way. So I love that, and I think there is merit to that for games where you're like, I don't want to play this, but I really like the characters, I like the story, I like the ambiance, the atmosphere. I love that was the most enjoyable way for you. But there are certain games. I don't know if Child of Light is like this. If you were to tell me, like, I don't like playing Nier Replicant, Nier Automata, I would be so sad because there are certain aspects of that game that you have to, as the player, like, you as the player are part of the game in such a profound way. I'm trying to say as much as I can without spoiling anything. Particularly in Automata, when you get, like, the true ending of Automata, and Replicant, really, but more so in Automata, which is just made even better if you've played the true ending of Replicant. That it changes it, for me anyway. It changed the way that I look at video games forever, and the medium of the interactivity of you and the game.
Let me put it this way then. If you saw someone say they watched a video, like a Tim Rogers-esque video on Nier Automata, or on those games, and then would try to say that their experience is basically the same, would you feel okay with that?
No, because there's something very specific about there's a very specific what I can say is there's a very specific fourth wall breaking real world aspect of the Nier Automata true ending that it's different, that you don't get from something like Boku no Natsuyasumi.
And my argument would be then you're not having your own personal experience by watching someone else's. I understand part of it is like part of that video, though, to be fair, which I have not watched, you said is a very critical breakdown of it. Where it's not his experience, it's just the mechanical breakdown of the UI of the day-to-day experience. Am I correct with that?
It's both. It's like
there's one part that's personal and one part that's more mechanical breakdown.
Yeah, I mean he jumps around, and like it'll be mechanical for a while, it'll be objective for a while, and it'll be the most objective for a while, and then the most subjective for a while, and it bounces around. And for some reason it works.
It kind of reminds me to like if people play Celeste, and I totally understand, like what's the word I'm looking for? Accessibility options are important, and some of the accessibility options in that game are to lower the difficulty, because it is a hard game. It's a very challenging platformer.
Yeah. And
my argument always is, well, I would never tell people to not do it if they don't want to, if it would hurt their experience.
Sure.
To me, that game had, like, the difficulty is integral to the message the game is trying to get across. Because have you played Celeste all the way through?
I haven't played it lick. I haven't played one pixel of it.
Okay.
I want to, though.
So Celeste, I won't spoil any plot moments for you, but what's beautiful about Celeste is that it's a game about overcoming your mental health demons. And you die a lot in the game.
Yeah.
And the best way I can describe it is that death in that game is a badge of honor. Like, every time you die and your death counter goes up, it's a way to show you how much harder you've worked to attain to beat the game.
Yeah.
Which in turn, in a mental health comparison, how many times you failed, but you still keep on going. You keep on pushing because you want to do what's better for your mental health and whatnot. It's that game. I think anyone who plays that on a lower difficulty, while I will not say they did not beat the game or anything, I'm not that like egotistical, I do think you've done yourself a disservice though by not playing it the way it was intended.
Okay.
And I think that's kind of where I don't know why I'm dying on the hill for Boku no Natsuyasumi when I don't have a strong emotional connection, but to me, like, if you're gonna have a cerebral experience with the game, I don't know, like, you would want to play the game the way it was intended. And I'm sure Tim's video, I'll have to, you know what? I should really stop commenting because I need to watch his video, because maybe I'll watch it and I'll come back in like 2 weeks and be like, God damn it, Andrew, you were right. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh,
like,
Jimmy
maybe
says...
I could totally then see and be like, Um, um,
And maybe.
no. I agree with you, Jimmy. But if it lessens the impact of the story that the devs were trying to get across, and they added that in later on as an accessibility option, it was not. And actually, in Celeste specifically, they say like we recommend you playing at the normal difficulty, but we want to include these for those who it just might not be their jam, and that's totally fair. That's
Yeah.
also why I say like you still beat the game if you played it on lower difficulty. I'm just saying you do yourself a disservice by not playing it on its normal difficulty because part of that game is meant to that game is meant to inspire you to overcome challenges, and that's what the death counter kind of it'd be kind of
Right.
like. I know with Nier Automata you're supposed to play the game twice to get the full picture of everything, right?
Yeah, it's not exactly twice, but yeah. It's
It
different
would
every
be like,
every playthrough,
oh,
or like each
I need to
ending.
play this game.
So like you go
I
through
have
ending A, and it's like story from beginning to a certain point, and then credits roll, and then it starts. There it is. Oh my baby. Credits roll. Then it's like it starts ending B, and it starts again from the same part of the route A takes, and you're like, oh, I'm just playing it again. But then you realize you're controlling a different character, and then you're seeing the same events from this character's perspective. So it's mostly the same with some
Very
differences.
Kingdom Hearts-esque.
Kind
Birth
of.
by Sleep, anyone?
Yeah.
I'm not saying it's 1-to-1. I'm just making it.
No. That's actually that's a pretty good reference. So then you go up and you see the events again from a different character's perspective, which they have slightly different gameplay mechanics too. And then you're like, okay, cool. And then it's like, now do ending C. And it's like, okay. And you think it's going to go back to the beginning, but then it keeps going. Like there's more to the story. And you're like, I thought I've watched this game twice already. But then there's like another second half of the game where you play as a third character. And you're like, what is going on? And then there's like a final wrap up playthrough. I think because I think the ending D is or maybe it's E. I don't remember. But I think they get shorter every time. But by the time you go through everything, it's like, oh my god, the ending credits sequence.
Maybe I should start playing this game now to cover it for next year.
I would highly recommend you play Replicant.
You're already my
first.
guest. Would be lined up for it.
Belisa would love
last-
to be on too because we're both obsessed with this game. If you want two guests.
The last thing I'll say is that I for our conversation with before we talk about what we're going into the translation patch thing.
Yeah.
I think I think I don't know why I keep like I don't know what I'm being contentious about. In all honesty, there's like a feeling that I'm trying to work through that I don't quite understand. Honestly, what it boils down to is where it stems from is where my brother tried to it's very reminiscent of my brother doing that Harry Potter musical thing, and it really kind of just stuck with me the wrong way. It rubbed me the wrong way.
That's so
where I'm like-
interesting to me because I feel like it's a totally different situation.
No. I'm not. I know they are different. It's not totally different. It's it's looking at a piece of media through someone else's lens.
But by creating a new piece of media, I don't know.
Yeah,
A new piece of media that
which is
doesn't contain any of the original media.
The Harry Potter musical contains the characters and storylines of Harry Potter just done in a different way, and Tim's video literally contains video portions of the original media. They both have parts of the original media, but regardless,
I'm building a hill to die on.
Regardless, I don't know why I'm like frustrated about it, and not with you, because I agree with you. You can love this. I think that it's great that you have so much fondness for this series based off that video. So I think this is me just trying to work through something else that honestly that I'm bringing into this that realistically doesn't have to do with the conversation we're having. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
I'm taking my frustration of, I really what it boils down to, and you're not doing this, just to be clear, is when people say, well, I'm an expert in this because I watched this video.
Right.
When it's like, it would be like saying like I'm an expert in Boku no Natsuyasumi, even though I've never played the game. Like, yeah, you watched a super in-depth video, but to me, like, you can't say you know it when you haven't experienced it yet. You've experienced someone else's experience and their interpretation, even if they're going through just the it's you know, like when I talk on the podcast and I break down a game, like before I go into the likes and dislikes and I just talk about the mechanics, like that's not someone experiencing the game. That's just someone like, it's not someone experiencing the UI. It's not someone experiencing how things work. You're experiencing someone describing it to you or showing you it.
Right.
And there's nothing wrong with that, because if I was mad at Tim Rogers, then my podcast would be fucking useless, because his is a better version of whatever the fuck I'm doing, like a significantly better version, right? So I think I'm bringing baggage into this, my own baggage of just feeling like it bothers me when for some reason, just like that thing with my brother, and I know it's not one-to-one, I'm not trying to make that comparison, but it's bringing the same feeling for some reason, and you're not even doing that. That's the crazy thing. You're not, and for some, that's what I'm trying. So I'm saying it more to say I'm sorry for like being combative, I guess, but in a mild way, but being combative, and I'm good to move on.
No,
finally.
I think it was a good conversation, and it is adjacent to, and I have this too. I will also admit, I can't stand when people are. I'll be like, "Hey, have you ever heard of this game?" And they're like, "Oh yeah, I love that game. The ending was so hard." Da, 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 da. And I'd be like, "Oh yeah, what did you XYZ?" And they'd be like, "Well, I didn't. I just watched Markiplier play it." And I'm like, "Okay, so you didn't beat it. Like, you say that you beat this game, but you didn't. You can say that you love this game, but you can't say that you beat it."
You can say what. Yeah, like and even then, I like to me, it's like you're loving the idea of it. I don't know, but you could say you love it, because if you love the idea of it, you love the game. So I don't know what I'm going with it.
Yeah,
I don't know. I think it just reminds me of people who are. It'd be like someone claiming to be an expert at something without actually doing the work for it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and that's why I think why I separate to, like, I don't claim to have that critical intensity lens that I can view this game under. I have a good idea
and
of
you
it.
Never said it, so like that's why I was saying, like, I don't know why I'm bringing this baggage with me, because you never claimed any of the things that I'm mad about.
Well, I mean, we are all the sum of our experiences, so that your brother is just under your cross somewhere. Let's get him on here and just yell at him.
I think really where the debate happened was when we were debating over how, like, one-to-one the Harry Potter musical and all this, like Harry Potter, my brother trying to put on his own Harry Potter musical when he never read the source material, to saying like, well, Tim's video is it's two different things. His is more accurate to it because it's using source material stuff. But anyway, I'm not going to rehab the argument again.
And talking about it and doing deep dives as the media in the media, like, it's not a parody of it. It is it. I think is where I'm differentiating.
I mean, he's not technically doing a deep dive in the same media, just like anyway.
I don't know. Maybe the chat can weigh in. I don't know. Maybe we've talked about it for too long.
I'm pretty sure I'm going to have the minority on this one. I don't think anyone's going to really agree with. I feel like I'm the one that's being unreasonable, so we can move on.
All right. Well, I do all that to say. I don't. Thanks, Jimmy. Very diplomatic. I don't know what the hell either of you are talking about. Excellent. I
like how we said this was going to be a short one.
I know. Well, we were talking about the English patch. The reason why I have not played it, because as soon as I watched that video, I was like, God damn it, I need to play this game right now. Unfortunately, the first one, which was on PS1, is only in Japanese, and my and 日本語を勉強しました。でもちょっと難しいですね。
You studying no, 勉強しました. That's study?
Yeah. shimashita.
My Japanese studying, I forget the rest.
But
I forget the rest of what you said.
it's a little bit difficult. And
Muzugashi is difficult, right?
Muzukashi desu yo. Totemo muzukashi. And so I'm not at the level where I can freaking read an entire game's worth of dialogue in only Japanese. Not that you need it to beat the game or anything like that, but it severely enhances your experience of it. However, as someone on this podcast named Vodcast, whatever this is, named Josh Koval pointed out to me, there is a English patch for the second game in the series, which is on PS2, which is what you are playing. Sorewa Baro. Oh, what the heck? Oh my god, it's so tiny.
Pa. That looks like a pa.
Sorewa Paro. Oh my god, what is that one? Paro Deda. Paro.
Paroteta?
I don't know.
Play?
I don't. Why am I
Paro
blanking out on that third
de...
katakana? Is that? Is that?
Isn't that data? Parodeta? Parody.
Oh, sore wa parodeda. Yeah,
De-
it's a.
de-
This
yeah.
is a parody.
This is a parody.
It
Okay.
is de. Okay.
I
I was blanking on that one katakana. Jeez. See, and this is why.
guess that would be Parodeta.
Yeah, I think it would have been D.
Yeah.
Anyway.
D? Yeah, no, so I got the English language patch for Boku no Natsu Yasumi 2.
Right.
And what do you want me to say what I've been doing?
Yeah, because I kind of want to do it as well.
So in My Summer Vacation 2, it takes place in game. It takes place over the month of August, and
I just realized
you
we didn't say a single thing about what this game is about this whole time.
that's about par for the course.
That's a wrap. All right.
Debating semantics without explaining the full context. The Josh Koval story.
Oh god.
No, so Boku no Natsu Yasumi, you play as a character named Boku, which is funny because in Japanese that means I,
Yeah.
or myself, or me, or whatever,
Right.
what have you.
So the title
And,
could be My Summer Vacation, but it could also be Boku's Summer Vacation because no
Vacation,
is
yep.
possessive.
And they call that out a few times in the game that so far. We're
Nice.
like, Boku, that's a weird name. And he's like, what's so weird about it? He gets like indignant. I'm like, what's it to you, huh?
That's so funny.
But so you play as a character named Boku, and the whole idea is that you are. It's a game that's. How can I put this? It's very chill. It's very
Yeah.
relaxing, and it's just a kid on his summer vacation doing what kids do.
Yeah.
Like in this game, you can catch bugs, you can battle bugs, you can go fishing, you can go swimming, you interact with people in the town. It's very much meant to be like taking your childhood summer nostalgia and trying to fit it into a game.
It's Animal
Now-
Crossing minus the capitalism.
Yeah, Animal Crossing minus the capital. It is also obviously summer vacation through the lens of a Japanese child, right?
Yeah.
Like
in like the 70s.
yeah, in like the 70s.
It's like 75,
It's
I think
really-
it takes place.
It's really cute though. Like you, in this game, your mom is having a baby, and in Japan, it's It's wild. The moms will just take a month off. That's it. Like where
Yep.
they basically fuck off with their new kid for like a month, so that way they can have time to like be with their new baby and focus on healing and
Yeah.
getting to know their kid and like.
And their bosses don't
Just-
expect them back to work in 2 weeks.
Yep. It's crazy. It's wild. So that's where Boku's parents are, and so he is spending, at least in the second one. I don't know about the first one.
It's the same.
In the second one, he's spending a summer vacation through the month of August with his aunt and uncle on this island of Fumi, and you just kind of go around and explore the island. It's really cute. And what I'm doing is that the game takes place over the month of August in the game's world. And so for each day of the game, I'm doing a day. I'm only playing 1 day of in-game time per day, and each like a full day in the game's time takes about 20 to 30 minutes, like for us, like, in the real world.
Yeah.
So I'm playing just one day at a time for each day. Now, normally I would start this in the month of August to kind of coincide with the month of August, but I'm recording my thoughts on each day as I go along, and I'm going to release it as a bonus episode on Patreon before I do a full episode on the game itself. So I'm doing I so far I've recorded 6 days worth. I've done, and after we're done this tonight, I'll play the seventh day and then record it. But yeah, just playing one day at a time and kind of experiencing my summer through the lens of this game's summer. It's kind of cool.
Yeah. I love how this game gets or this word gets thrown around, but it's a very cozy game.
Mm-hmm.
Even though it's like you can feel the heat, like, and Japan summer very much known for their humidity. It looks like it is uncomfortable to be outside, like that kind of like. But I want to be there, or rather, I know that it would be uncomfortable and I would hate it. It would be so sweaty, but I want to do that. Like our generation was probably the last to be like pre-internet, where we could just run outside, and like I'm not trying to like glaze the old days, but like I really do feel like once the internet hit, it was totally different. We were like the last generation to be in this kind of era of, like I said, pre-internet age, information age, like rumors, all the childhood rumors about even like playing Pokemon Red and Blue, like Mew behind the truck, like stuff like that. Kids hanging out under the bridge and like making the bugs fight and stuff, and talking about different ice creams that they like and stuff like that. Like it makes. My uncle still works for Nintendo, if anyone asks. Oh, sick, man. Can you get me a Switch 2 for free? Yeah, totally. I love the. This is kind of where you said like the misplaced nostalgia. It's not quite. If this was set in America, it would be like, yeah, I've been there, I've done all of these things. But the fact it is so unapologetically Japanese, which is probably why it never made it over here, that I feel like
it's extremely Japanese.
Yeah. I feel like I have experienced a childhood of being a small Japanese boy in 1975 in August on a random island in Japan. Like it transports you there, and all the little minutia, and it's for something I didn't know about was that like the Inaka summer, like the countryside summer, is a thing that a lot of Japanese people have that experience of, like growing up in Tokyo where they're around the city their whole life, going out to the middle of nowhere, like where Boku no Natsuyasumi takes place, was like a thing for them. It's almost like a our version of like going down to the beach. Like they would just do that, just go out into the middle of nowhere and just exist with the freaking cicadas and going and catching fish, and it's such a good game to slow things down and just be present in, which is another type of energy I think I need right now.
I actually, like, when I play, I put my headphones on so I block out all the sound around me, and I'm only hearing the game audio, and it's very serene. Like it's very calm, very chill. It's been fun so far. Like I actually hinted on my I did a Patreon bonus episode that came out on Friday, just all about summer nostalgia, and I was just kind of using that as a jumping off point. Like, hey, I have this project idea, and originally I was going to release one episode a day, like of my thoughts on each day. That's why I started early. I was like, all right, I'll start now. Start recording them and then release them daily throughout the month of August. And then it just got to the point where it's just like I might get 3 to 4 minutes of a description for each one, and that would just cause so many. Like I might do 2 episodes halfway through, because so far I'm on day 6 and I've recorded 30 minutes already. So if I were to do 30 days of that, like that's a lot. It would probably be like 2.5 hours long.
Even if you only recorded 1 minute of audio every day, that's still a half an hour. So
and now
2 minutes becomes an hour,
right?
Yeah.
So it's just so that's what I'm doing. It's fun so far. I'm really enjoying it. It's very uh I'm it's very chill. It's a nice way to wind down at the end of the day, and it only takes like 30 minutes to do, really.
Right. Do you need a guest for this episode?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
because I thought we were talking. We were maybe talking about doing another crossover thing where we do it live here, but then you release the audio as a podcast. Um, I would love to do that, and if we do that, then it'll force me to actually play it. And the reason why I haven't, even knowing that the second one has the English patch, was because I fell so in love with the original on PS1 that I want to play that first. But they are similar enough that I think I feel ready, and maybe if I say it out loud, I will commit to it. I think I feel ready to jump to the second one. And I would love to play it like every day in real time in the month of August, and then maybe like
Yeah.
early September we can talk about it. And I'll do the same thing as you. Like I'll record maybe I should keep it to like 2 minutes would be an hour long, so I could release that as its own thing. Um,
Hmm.
Video
I
for
mean,
the
you could
YouTube
even
or
just do
something.
that on your like phone or whatever if you
Yeah.
want to.
Oh, that's what I was gonna do because there's this app. Quick, quick pit stop into mental health stuff really quickly. There's this app. So I was journaling a lot, going through some of the things I was going through in the past couple of years, as you know, and I found that my brain was working faster than my hands could type. So I was just like doing it on like Google Docs or whatever. I that became unsustainable for me. So I found this app called I think it's called Murmur, and it's an audio recording app, but it only lets you record like 5 minutes at a time, or maybe 10 minutes, like 5 or 10 minutes increments each day, and you pick like from a couple of different smiley faces. It's like super smiley, a little bit smiley, neutral, a little bit sad, or very sad. Like how would you rate your day? You attach that to the little calendar so you can see your month at a glance and be like, oh wow, these days were really good, these days were really bad, these days were fine.
Mm.
And then on every day, it keeps a little audio log of like how your day was. So I something like that might be really cool and useful for this, where I could just, because I stopped doing the audio logs because ADHD, I stopped doing everything. But I could do that again for this, and just every day just take, I won't do the full 5 minutes or full, even if I do 2 minutes a day, that'll be an hour that I'm talking. I may even try to stick it to between 1 and 2 minutes. Anyway, I would love to do that, and we can share our experiences of how we progressed in the game and the things that we did. And should we say what Boku does at the end of every day?
Oh, I mean, yeah, I don't think that's much of a spoiler.
Okay.
He writes a little journal entry.
Yeah,
Um,
and he draws a picture,
He draws a picture. Yeah,
which
it's
I
really
love.
cute.
Yeah, it'd be cool to share
It,
like what pictures did we get each day and see if any of our experiences lined up.
and I can tell you, like, at first I was like, all right, is it going to be like the same each one? It's not.
Yeah.
Like, I found like there was something that I did that in the game yesterday that I'm like, okay, this will only happen if someone does this exact same thing on this day.
Yeah.
Like, there's certain things that are scripted, I know, but then there's a lot that aren't. So it's cool. I'm really enjoying it so far.
Yeah. I'm stoked to finally play it after obsessing over it, falling in love with it, never having touched it. And there's what, how many of them? 4 of them?
Something like that.
There was
I
like
don't know.
PS1, PS2, I think PS3, and then PSP. I think there was one. But they haven't made any recently, as far as I know. Bring back Boku no Natsuyasumi. And with that, I think we should probably wrap up.
Yeah, because I have to. I
still
have to
gotta do your day
play
today.
my. I have to do my day in Boku no Natsuyasumi still.
Yeah. And I guess we should forever stop saying this is going to be a quick one, because every time we do, it's not a quick one.
It's never a quick one.
Well, this was very invigorating. I feel like I started this being like, oh my God, I don't know if I'm going to have the energy to do this.
That's how it always starts, man. We're always
Totally.
like, there'll be times when we start this and we're like, man, like, I like Andrew or I like Josh, but I'm tired. And then we get into this and I'm like, oh, this is, yeah. And we just we find our second wind and then our third wind.
Totally. And then we break wind.
Oh yeah. But we can't smell each other's.
Yeah. Anyway, on that incredibly astute note, where's Gilmer? Oh my God. Well, there's still a good chunk of people here. Let me see if there's anybody I could raid to before we sign off.
Drew is streaming currently.
Drew usually does.
So is G to the next level.
I love G. G doesn't need the viewers though. I would love to take it over to Drew the Damager. Take the Drew Tang clan over there. Yeah, let's do that.
Games Done Quick is streaming to 2.2 thousand people. They need viewers.
Yeah, they need our small handful of people. /raid DREWTHEDAMAGER. Drew the Major. Did that work?
The Major.
It sure did.
The Major.
The Bears. All right, sir.
Bears.
What the heck? Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! I ruined everything. There we go. Didn't ruin everything. What the hell? My controller. I always say that. My keyboard does not connect across the room to the computer sometimes. Anyway.
All right.
Thanks for chatting, Josh. Thanks for chatting, chat. And we'll see you in the next one. Thank you, guys. Thank you, gals. Thank you, non-binary pals. Take care of yourselves. Take care of each other. Go to therapy and play Boku no Natsuyasumi. Or if you can't, just watch Tim Rogers' 6-hour documentary about it, because it's amazing. It'll change your life. Any final thoughts? Josh.
Go to therapy.
I like that. I should start saying that. All right. Good night, everyone.
All right. Good night.